Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 14th session of the Devouring Dark. And we'll start with our recap, but first I'm just going to say that we do have someone new that's going to be joining us relatively soon. And I'm still not sure when our other member will be returning, but he seems like he wants to return at some point, so we'll just have to wait on whatever it is that he is dealing with. So, I can't think of anything else to bring up before we start, so start with our Lore Master recap.
Okay. Last time, the party met with a bunch of different parties to go out and battle the Darkness Wall. Our own went out with Howler, Jayden, Rock Thrower, and the Necromancer, as well as a couple of his lackeys. Also, some animals followed us. Indaro said that he had a feeling about something and went off in a different direction. We managed to break down part of the wall, and we actually got through a bubble with one of the orbs, but we got shut out from inside of the bubble because we went in. Now we're trapped there, me and Howler, or Jayden and Howler, I should say, and we're trying to figure out how to get out. We met with the Tabaxi tribe, and some of them want to help. Some of them just are content with where they are. So last time we woke up in a hut after having strange dreams.
Yep, because you smoked from the peace pipe equivalent. I don't know if I called it the peace pipe. I don't think I did.
Yeah, you did.
But
you did.
Alrighty, well, then it's a peace pipe. Easy enough. Okay, so you guys just woke up from your dreams and you sort of spoke about them a little bit. So what is your plan? Do you wish to return to the settlement because you're at the hut that's a little ways from the settlement? Or you can just try to forge your own path within this large bubble-type creature?
First, I'm going to check on Howler. He had a lot of stuff in his system last time.
Well, he does seem to have come down. He's not overdosed or anything, so he's not dead. He was talking to you, so yes, he looks relatively fine. He might have a little bit of a hangover, but he doesn't seem to be showing it.
Okay.
I really think we should buy some of that.
You're the only one with money.
Well, I'm sure you got some money hidden away somewhere.
Nope. I'm flat broke. I already sold my extra armor.
Alrighty. So, what's the plan?
Should we go back to the tribe village?
Yeah, sure. Did we agree on anything yesterday?
One of them seemed like they wanted to help us. A few of them, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, it does seem that there are a few factions, and one of them seems like they're adamant to escape their predicament within this creature, and the other faction seems relatively content at the moment. The people who you spent the most time with are the ones who are relatively content. Although you did speak with one guy, you didn't catch his name, that seemed to be relatively. Once he found out that you had the orb, he seemed like he wanted to help you. Yes, and he seemed to have friends that he was conversing with. So perhaps there's a schism there, but you aren't sure because you haven't really talked to him very much.
Let's say we go there. Talk to them.
Yeah, sure.
Alrighty, it's not too far away, about a half-hour walk from this hut. Perhaps it's a hunting lodge that they used to use. They haven't really told you what it was for. You just and you are at this settlement at this point. I'll just say that you get there. There's nothing preventing you from getting there. So you are there. Kitten and Ravenclaw are sitting around they're starting up a new fire. It seems that the other fire went out through the night, so they're starting up another one. And you don't immediately notice the other guy that you were talking to, that you didn't get the name of.
I'll ask Kitten if he's seen the other one.
He seems sort of startled. It seems like that's his way. He's just naturally frightened. And he sort of points you in the direction of one of the huts.
I'll go check it out.
Alrighty. So you head over to one of that particular hut that he pointed out. Let me see. There are a few. Let me see. There are a few tabaxi in the tent that he pointed out. It's more of like a longhouse style. This one. It seems like maybe it's a gathering area of some sort. Maybe like the equivalent of a mess hall sort of thing, but it's more like open fire pits, and then people sit around them. Let me see. And there is like holes in the top, so that way the smoke can escape, that sort of thing. Let me see. Yeah, and the one guy that you were talking to seems to be sitting around one of the fires, and you did notice that he was talking to another one, and that other one that he was talking to is sitting relatively close to him.
Okay, I'll approach him.
Right? He's just sitting there and he's eating some stuff. You're not sure what, but he's eating it. He doesn't really like say hello or anything. He's just noticing your presence.
So I want to try and get out of here. I'm wondering if you knew of someone who could help.
He puts the bowl down that he was eating from, and someone else apparently picks it up. And he gets up and he looks at you and says, "So you're really serious about getting out of here?"
Yes. And people need me.
He says, "Okay, we do have a few scouts that are supposed to be returning relatively soon. If you follow me, we can hopefully meet up with them."
Is there anywhere you haven't explored or that seemed dangerous?
He seems contemplative. Um, says, "Well, it's only been a couple weeks, maybe, since this creature came down. Um, we have been exploring since then, but we haven't searched every nook and cranny, but nothing seems too dangerous except our former main village of what was it called? Sorry, my fault. Kanata village. It seems relatively filled with shadowy beings. We've kept a wide berth from it.
Okay, so that's where we have to go.
Alright, well, we do have some scouts returning. Perhaps they will have more news if you wish to come with me to meet them.
Sure.
What do you think? Yeah.
I think there's something in that village.
I'll go with
Perhaps.
you then.
Alright, so he's sort of leading you out of this longhouse style tent, and he leads you through the village. You notice that all these the tabaxi can be very different in appearance. Like I've described before, like the Ravenclaw guy, he has a big mane and looks very lion-like, whereas some of them look more like house cat looking with smaller snouts and things of that nature. So they vary very much in appearance. And they just seem to be a lot of them seem to be relatively going about their business, but there is some that seem to be gearing up for something. I'm not sure. Let me see. So you reach the outskirts of this little settlement, and a few uh, uh, a few seconds after you reach it's almost a visible outskirts. It's like a circular settlement. And a few seconds after you reach the side of that, man that you've been following, he sort of releases a low growl. And you see from the bushes another tabaxi exit from the bushes, and he comes towards you guys, and he seems to approach the tabaxi in front of you, but he seems sort of confused at the people that he doesn't recognize behind him, and he just sort of waves him off as if to say, "They're with me," and he says, "Report." And the tabaxi, he seems he has like black fur, and he seems sort of like if he was a feline, he'd probably be more panther in origin. And let me see. Uh, he sort of announces himself. I am Blackclaw, and he sort of bows to both of you. And let me see. He says, "There is strange creatures about in the woods. You may have to be careful if you're deciding to travel."
Where are these strange creatures?
Everywhere. They're starting to spread out. From, I don't know if you know where this is, but the Kanata village. And he points towards where you guys figured that Snow sort of he didn't really discuss it too much, but you sort of saw where he came from, so you're sort of headed in that direction. So he points over towards where you figured that the village would have been.
Could you show us there?
And he sort of looks over to the other guy, and the other guy, he says, "Finish your report." And he sort of nods and he says, "Well, there doesn't seem to be any monsters around our water, or the place where we keep our water, but our food stores are completely guarded." and he sort of motions towards another scout that seems to be hiding in the bushes that you just barely can see when he motions over towards him, and he says, "There are some other minor things, but you can speak with him about those." And the other guy just goes over into the bushes and speaks with that guy. But if you wish, this guy seems like he is ready to lead you.
I'm with Howler.
Alrighty. So this guy, let me see. He begins to lead you. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna get everybody to make perception checks at this point. Alrighty. Let me see. So, Howler, you do notice, something seems to be, as you're walking, and you've been walking for quite a while, about an hour, and you notice something skitters by. It seemed sort of insectoid in like body formation, but it seemed a lot bigger than any usual insect that you've seen before, and it looked black, but you didn't get a close enough look at it to see if it was like a shadow creature or anything like that, and it just sort of skittered by, and you don't know where it went, but you saw that it was sort of on this side from you.
I tell Jayden and our guide to keep it quiet.
Okay.
Right, I'll get him to roll. I'll just roll a d20. Yeah, and he's pretty stealthy as well, so they both get down fairly stealthily. Let me see.
No, just kidding. I have to roll another. Okay, that's my real one. I'm at disadvantage.
Right, well, Jayden is a bit more noisy than you would like, but it seems like since Howler got a critical, he sort of is able to sort of like put his hands on you to like hush your armor, and then you realize, oh. And then you guys get down and you don't see anything else moving around at the moment. It seems like whatever it was just skittered by.
I ask our guide really low if he knows about those insect creatures. Pretty big.
He answers, oh, recognize them from when I went, but I don't know what they are. He doesn't seem to know what they are, but he's seen them before.
Okay. And are they covered in shadow or just normal?
You didn't get a chance to see that.
I'm asking him
Away.
since he saw them before.
Oh, he says that he says he motions to his fur, which is jet black, and he says, "Black skin. Don't know if they are shadow."
I nod and keep walking.
All right. So he doesn't seem to know too much. He didn't really. You seem to get the hint that he didn't really get too close to them. because he doesn't seem like he's much of a fighter. He just is scouting, good at scouting and not much else. Let me see. So you continue for, and since you know what to look for now, you can keep an eye out. I'll get you both to make perception checks again. Alrighty, now this time, since Jayden is a relatively, he's relatively good at tracking animals and those sorts of things, since that's what he used to do in his former life, to help out the farm. You notice some tracks in the ground, but they just look like points, like as if something metal was hitting the ground, like a sword or something poking into the ground. But they do seem like what a large insect would leave behind as it was walking. From the size of the footprints, this creature, uh, it's bigger. It takes up more space than both of you, yes. So it's considered a large creature. So from like the spacing of the legs and everything, you can tell that it's a large creature. And it seems like they walked right across the path and just from the woods to the path and then into the woods again.
I'll relay that information and warn our scout of it.
He sort of gets down and he puts his hands on the tracks and he sniffs his fingers, like trackers tend to do, but you're not entirely sure why he's doing that. Let me see. Ooh. He relays to you. They seem to be patrolling. So he seems to be indicating to you that they are patrolling this area.
I'm gonna pull out my shield and sword. Long sword for this one.
Alright.
Just in case.
Let me see. Do you wish to continue following the trail, or do you wish to follow the tracks?
Can we just go off the road a bit towards the village? Or do we have to follow the road?
Alright, so you want to just go off the path, but continue following the path? Sort of thing?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Is Jayden okay with that?
Yeah, I'll do that. Try and lay low as best as I can.
So you've been walking since you started from that settlement that you aren't sure what it was called, but you continued from there. You've been walking for about 2 hours at this point. Let me see. All right. So it took you about a day's. I'm just giving you like navigation information. It took you about a day to get. Well, not a day, half a day to get to the settlement that you found. So let me see. So from what the scout is telling you, it's going to take you about another. Let me see. There to there. It might take you from the time right now. It might take you another day to get there. Assuming that you stick to the path and you don't take rests and you sort of eat while you're moving, you might be able to get there in by nightfall. So he's been telling you this for the past 2 hours, sort of relaying this sort of information. Let me see. So for the next couple hours, I'm gonna get you to make a few perception checks. So let's get 3 to start with. Okay. All right. So in the first hour, Jayden, you notice that there seems to be you notice that there is something in the woods in the distance that is following you. It sounds almost like a horse and a half, if that makes sense, like galloping noise. So it's not 4 legs, it's 6 legs, if that makes sense. And you hear that in the distance, but then it sort of approaches you and then goes further away. Then in the second hour, since both of you are doing pretty good there in that second hour, both of you seem to notice that on both sides of you there are, and I'll let you react in between if you wish to do anything in between, but I'll give you the information for the second hour since the first hour didn't have anything too important. The second hour, both seem to notice that on both sides of you, you hear this horse-like noise again in the woods. On both sides of you, and they seem to be following you in this hour.
Should I make another stealth check?
Yes, at this point it would be another stealth check if you want to make one. Alright.
I'm gonna look.
Alrighty. Yeah, that's better. Alright. So you hear that, and I'll let you guys do whatever it is you wish in that hour. You notice that they seem to be following you, but at a distance.
I would like to try and lose them.
Alrighty. Let me see. So you can either lead the navigation yourself, or you can get someone else to lead it for you if you wish. It's going to be a survival check to try to hide your tracks to see if that will, or do other things in that sort of manner to try to get them to lose you.
Sure. I'll try that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So leaning on your friend Jayden, you sort of tell him that these things are following us and we have to lose them in the woods somehow. And since you're good at like hunting animals, you know how to like cover yourself up from animals that might be able to smell you or be able to see your tracks, those sorts of things. So you sort of like cover your tracks in that way. Like putting out different smells around you, those sorts of things. From stuff that you have in your bags. Let me see. So in the third hour, going off those perceptions. So Jayden, you seem to notice that there's less of them following you now, but there's still some of them following.
I will relay that information.
Alrighty. Let me see.
Can we attempt to hide and let them pass?
Alright, sure, give stealth checks and I'll do one for the guy. Didn't do too good that time. Alright, so you guys attempt to hide in the bushes, but this other guy doesn't seem as ready as Howler is anyway. And Jayden is making a bit of noise. And the creatures, I'll get them to make a perception check, why not? Yeah, they see Jayden for sure. And they see the other guy as well. But Howler, they don't seem to notice you. Let me see, just to double check. Alright,
so do I see what they are when they're approaching?
Make a perception check at that point. See if you can see them through the bushes and everything. Yeah, they seem to be six-legged creatures with sort of like claws on the top. And they have large blade-like mandibles on the front. And they seem to have like huge head crests on the back. And the top part seems a little bit more humanoid in shape. So like they have arms and a head and a torso, but the bottom part is more insect-like.
So
and they have
are they covered in shadow?
With that, yeah, they seem to be covered in. They seem to be similar to shadow creatures that you've seen before. They also have on the back of them, they have like two large spines that stick out. Let me see. Other than that, they just seem like shadow creatures that have been taken over by the shadow. But they're very insect-like. All right,
So
you
does a 25 hit?
You want to hit the first one that's noticing you?
Yeah, well, preferably one that's not noticing me.
Well, there's a few that noticed you. So, if you want to hit one that didn't notice you, I don't think that's possible. They all noticed you. So they
Fine.
all noticed you. So, do you want to hit the closest one?
So,
Yeah, you did hit, so you're good.
yeah.
But you didn't get sneak attack damage. Because they noticed you. And they were coming towards you. Alright. Let me see. Yeah,
I can
that
also
one
hide
that you...
as a bonus action. So
All right.
I'm gonna run off 25 feet and hide.
Alright. So from that point, I'll get initiative from everybody.
Okay.
And the other guy... I'll have to learn how to add people that I don't have official stats for into the turn order, but anyway. The other guy, he has a lot of decks, so he will go between Howler and Jayden. And the monsters, wow, they will be going first. So the creatures, they are still a little ways away, but they were within. The first one was within the 30-foot range for him to hit, so they are close enough to the bush, the first bush that you guys were in. But they don't seem to be looking towards where Howler ran. So, let me see. First one is going to attempt to attack Jayden. Let me see. So it's +5 to hit. 14.
And that's a miss.
Alrighty. So it rushes towards you and it uses its front claws to try to wrap its front claws around you, but you use your shield to hit away its claws. Let's see. So this, I'm going to have another one attack you. 24, that probably hits.
Yeah.
And I don't even think that something like shield would help you in that instance. Let me see. So 9 damage, or not 9 damage. 2d6. 2d6. Ow. So you take 10 damage, and you are now considered. Let me see. You are now considered grappled.
Gotcha.
So it wraps its arms around you, and it has spikes on the arms, and they dig into you and do the damage, and then you are now stuck in its grasp. And we'll say that there was a third one within range. So he will be hitting the other guy. And the other guy isn't very well armored. So that hits him for... Let me see. Wow. He is on the outs. He's not doing too good already. And he is grappled by this creature. Wow. Alright, so Jayden, it is currently your turn.
Okay, I'm going to try and get out of grapple.
Alright, so that is an athletics or acrobatics, whichever you prefer. Yep, you escape its grasp. You sort of hit it with your shield and your sword arm, and it just sort of backs up a little bit.
That's my action, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to use second wind. Or not second wind, action surge.
Okay.
And try and get the tabaxi free.
Alrighty. Yeah, you can do an athletics to try to get him out.
Okay.
Yep, that is good enough. So you just bash the other one in the head with your shield, and it sort of stumbles back in a similar way to the other one.
Does action surge use a bonus action, or how does that work?
It gives you another action, not another bonus action. So
it's
you still have your normal bonus action.
Okay, so I'm gonna swat the one that I just freed the tabaxi. I'm gonna try and push him as hard as I can.
Alrighty.
So try and shove him with, I think it's athletics, either athletics or strength.
Yeah. Alright, since he doesn't have a defined parameter, I'll roll a d20. And his strength is +3. That's unfortunate.
Okay.
So he stands his ground.
Alright, and that's my turn.
Alrighty. So the tabaxi, let me see. He is not too keen on fighting, so he will use his bonus action to back up and not get hit. So he is going to move his 30 feet back. So now all three of these creatures are on you, Jayden.
Okay.
Melee with you. And he is backed up. He is not looking too good. He looks like he's about to drop if he gets hit again. Let me see. He has a spear and some javelins. He's going to use his bow. That would be better. So he rolls a d20. Yep, that's enough to hit. So he will hit it with his bow. Longbow. I think that's a d8. He doesn't get any pluses, unfortunately. So he does 5 damage to the closest one to him. Which I think you did the shove attack too. Which doesn't really matter. So, so 8 damage. Yep, that one is still standing, obviously. So then we move to Howler.
No. So I want to move up to the one. Can I move up to the one next to Jayden?
Sure. All three of them are. And you've hit one before, so you can go up to that one. Alright. Yep, that hits. Right.
22?
Yeah. 22. And you hit that one before, so that one goes down. That one's down.
Yeah.
It squeals and it spits up into the air some sort of liquid and then falls to the ground, motionless. Alright?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Alright. You have 2 attacks, right?
Yeah.
So you only hit with 1.
I used both.
He used both. Both the rapier
Yeah,
and the
but
dagger.
it only took 1 hit to take that one down, and I don't see the damage for the other attack.
It's 7.
Oh. You did. That was the second 7?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. So yeah, that 7 would have taken it. Okay. Sorry. Thought you
It's no
did more
problem.
damage than that. Anyway, so it's the enemy's turn. So there's 2 of them. The other ones that were further back, they seem to be running in a different direction. At the moment. Let me see. So this creature has 2 possible targets. This first one. This one's gonna attack Howler since he's out in the open. He just took down the other one. D20 plus 5.
Hits.
Alright. So it is going to do. It's the D6s. 3. Wow.
That definitely hits for a lot.
Yep. So 15 damage from that one. And you are grappled.
Okay.
And let me see. The second one. Okay, so this one sort of skitters around you a little bit, Jayden, and it seems to be trying to line up something. And before you have a chance to react or say anything, its tail, it sort of bends down, and its tail, the spines on its tail bend up in front of it, and it is going to use acid spray ability. So I need dexterity checks from you and the other guy. So roll him a d20. So Jayden, dexterity.
Is this considered magical?
No, it's a natural ability.
Okay.
Alright, so let me see. 13. So you make it, he does, and he makes it as well. So 3d6. D6.
I'm going to use my reaction to use Shield Master. So if I make the save, then I take 0 damage instead of half.
Alrighty, so you take none of this. But your Tabaxi friend, unfortunately, does not have Shield Master. So he takes 5 damage, and he is laying on the ground, unmoving at the moment. So then we're back to Jayden.
Okay. I'm going to rush over to the insect and start slashing.
Alrighty, go ahead.
Ooh.
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Alright, so I assume that's your entire turn.
I'm going to use
Unless if you want to use a bonus action.
Yeah,
And which one are you
turn.
next to?
He's in melee with both.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Can't remember what second wind is. I always forget. Hold on.
It's a bonus action.
Yeah.
1d10 plus your vital level.
Okay. 1d10. So 6 plus 4.
So
Yeah.
10.
Full health.
Alright.
Okay.
So
And that's my turn.
Alright. So the Tabaxi, he is going to make a death saving throw. 320. He made a save. So he is still fighting and still alive, but he is not going to be able to help you. So then it's Howler's turn.
And since he's in melee range, then I couldn't attack the one that's scribbling me, right?
Yep, he is in melee with both of them. So. Alright, so the 12 misses.
Okay. But that hits, and it would...
That rapier hits, for sure.
Double sneak attack, so that's 18.
Yeah.
18 plus 7.
Yeah.
So that's 15.
No, 25.
Yeah, 25. Sorry. Yeah, I said 15, but I forgot to. Yeah. Anyway, so let me see. That one is. That one had an arrow in it before, right? But it's still standing. Just barely, though. It's still hanging on. Barely. Okay, so it is the creature's turn. Okay, so first I'm gonna roll this. Okay, so this one. Okay, so since it's got Howler grappled and it's on the outs, it's going to use its acid spray. And since you are grappled, you are not able to dodge it, I don't think. I think that's how that works. Because it uses its acid spray on whatever's in front of it. So, let me see. It was 3. So you take 9 damage.
Yep.
And since you were grappled, you can't dodge, so that was unavoidable. And the next one is going to try to grapple. Jayden. Wait, that was supposed to be +5. So 19.
Gonna use shield.
All right, so
My goes up by 5 and should miss.
Yep, 19, which I think yours goes up to 20.
Mine, yeah, my armor class right now is 19. Then I get an extra 5 for shield.
Yep. Okay, so it misses. You quickly, almost supernaturally, since you're using magic, your shield bamps up to it and a barrier appears in front of you. And it just sort of smacks on the barrier a little bit, but it doesn't work. So that's their turn. So we're back to Jayden.
Okay. I'm going to try and attack the one that's grappling Howler.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay.
All right. So I assume that's your turn.
Wait. Do I get advantage because he is being grappled?
No, Howler's being grappled.
Oh, Howler's being grappled.
Not the creature.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Okay.
All right. So the tabaxi failed one. So it is Howler's turn.
Okay. So since Jayden is still right next to it, I'm gonna do that. Plus 15 hit.
Yep, 15 hits.
And with sneak attack and repair. Is that enough to kill it?
Yeah, it only had a few hit points left. So you managed to get your rapier up into the space between its head and its neck, and it goes down and it stops holding you, so you can move now.
Would I take attack of opportunity if I move?
You're not within melee range of the other one.
Can I move away and hide?
All right, you can attempt to hide. All right. So that is your turn. So we'll move back up to the creatures. He has to roll a d6. Nope. So he is going to. He's just going to do his best. Attack Jayden again for a natural 20. So he hits.
Can I use shield?
Yeah, but it won't block it.
I won't block it.
Natural 20 always hit, no matter if you
gotcha.
have a higher AC.
Okay.
Plus he has a +5, so it would have been 25 naturally. So you wouldn't have been able to block it, I don't think.
Okay.
So he grabs onto you. So he is going to do his 2d6. 2 plus... Oh. So he does 10 damage to you, and you are now
It's a
grappled.
crit.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
should be
crit,
double.
so it's
Oh, yeah.
doubled.
So doubled. So double that.
So
20 damage.
damage.
17. The modifier doesn't double.
Oh, right. Sorry. I just took the bottom result.
Yeah.
My fault. So yeah, 17 damage.
Okay.
And you are grappled. So now it's your turn.
All right, I'm going to try and get ungrappled.
All right, go ahead. Nope, you are still grappled.
Okay. And that's my turn.
All right, so the Tabaxi has to roll again. Without the +3, there we go. He fails another one, so he is dangerously close to death.
Okay.
So now it is Howler's turn.
So I want to move back up now that it's grappling Jayden and not me.
All right.
And I'm gonna crit it.
All right. So the first one crits and the other one hits as well. So.
And the sneak attack is doubled because that's always on the first hit. So
All right.
that's 20.
20.
38 damage total.
Wow. So 38 damage. I don't think this one's been hit before, has it?
No.
No.
So it is just barely still alive, unfortunately.
Did I manage to cut off his arm? That's whole thing.
Nope. You hit it. You're hitting it in the back, which is why you're getting sneak attack. So you didn't get to cut it arm off or anything like that.
That's fine.
All right. So back to the top. So this thing, it's going to roll its d6. Nope. So it is going to, its large blade-like mandibles are going to try to clamp down on the sides of your face since it has you grappled. But you still do get a chance to block it.
Okay.
So I still have to roll to hit your AC. D20 plus 5. There we go. So 19.
Can I use the spell to use shield?
Yes, you can react. You can use a reaction.
Okay. So that misses.
So even though it's still holding you in its arms, you still manage to work your shield up in front of your face so that way it doesn't clamp down on the sides of your neck to cut your head off, which is what it was trying to do. So that's its turn, so it's back to Jayden's turn.
Can I use my secondary action to try and shove it with my shield, or do I have to not be grappled for that?
I would say that you can attempt to shove it, which would get you out of the grapple, but you would have to get over its grapple DC in order to actually move it.
Okay, I'll try that first.
Alright. That does make it over its grapple DC. So you manage to push it back and its arms open up.
Okay.
And it's sort of reeling back. So,
I'm going to run to the Tabaxi, even if it provokes a attack of opportunity.
That would. So as it reels back, it tries to grapple you again. So D20 plus 5.
Can I use
19.
shield?
Alright. Yeah, you just reset your shield, luckily.
Okay. Yeah.
So it reflects it.
All right. So go to the tabaxi.
Alright. He seems like he got hit with acid spray and stuff and his skin is burning.
Okay. I'm gonna use
So he's not doing too good.
one use of my healer's kit, and he should be up to 1 health.
Alright. Fair enough. So you have like an alcohol like solution in your healer's kit. You just sort of pop the cork off and you pour it on him and it sort of like dissolves the acid off of him. And you also like wrap him up and those sorts of things. And he sort of gets up a little bit. So he is alive.
Good luck, Howler. That's my turn.
Alright, so the Tabaxi, since he is now back up and has a little bit of health, and since he's a little bit ways away, he's going to use his bow. He's going to stand up and use his bow. Let me see. He just gets a straight d20 to hit. Or he gets his dex as well. Yeah, that hits, for sure. And he hits for d8, which is enough to kill it, so he kills it. It doesn't matter how much damage he does. He kills it. So it is down. So the three things that were attacking you are now down, but you are noticing that the shadow is dissolving off of them. The creatures.
Okay. Can I tell what kind of creature it's coming out?
That would require a nature check.
Okay.
So you can attempt. No. You don't know. You don't know what they are. You've never seen these creatures before, to your recollection. Even as they're dissolving.
Can I do a nature check before they dissolve?
Yeah, you can also make a nature check.
No.
No. So you don't get it either. You've never seen these creatures before, either. Alright, so the creatures are beginning to recover. Do you wish to stay with these creatures, or do you wish to move?
I say we run.
Alright.
But
So
it's up to Howler.
Sure, why not?
Alright, so you begin to run away, and as you do, let me see, the first one starts to recover, and he's within range to detect you, so let me see. He has... Yeah, you can run away stealthily if you wish. You could have said that you had the frame of mind to do that.
Yeah.
D20 plus perception is based on wisdom. So he doesn't notice Howler for sure, but he doesn't seem to be noticing anybody else either. He had to get a little bit higher to notice you guys. Because he's sort of disoriented. So the second one is recovering, and he has a big chance of being able to notice you, so I'll give him a chance as well. Nope. They were too disoriented and looking in the wrong directions. But the natural creatures, they look a little less exaggerated, but they seem to retain their shape relatively in their shadow form. Except for on the back, they don't have those large spines, and their mandibles are a little less pronounced. And their claws are a little less freakishly long. But otherwise, they seem relatively the same. But they seem to be looking around if you glance back to look at them. They seem to be looking for something, but you're not sure. You don't stick around long enough to find out what they're looking for. So, you made it far away enough. Mr. Tabashi, he is not doing too good. He only has 1 HP. And,
I'm not doing too good either.
yeah, you guys aren't doing too hot. So, let me see. He is going to, since he knows the area, I'll say that he knows how to, let me see. He can lead you off the path, but if he doesn't know where they're patrolling, then he can't help you. So he's going to try to see if he can find tracks while you guys are traveling. And you guys can help him if you want. It would be survival to look for tracks. So
Where are we looking for tracks right now?
you guys are looking for tracks to see patrols, to see where they are sort of wandering around, to see if so that way he can try to avoid the places where the tracks are, the patrols. So with that 21 for sure, you notice a few more patrols as you're going along, and they seem to be of the same type of creature. Let me see. But since you find the tracks, you're able to sort of notice different patterns with how they're patrolling, and you're able to avoid those areas, or at least be cautious around the areas where they would be patrolling. So you're sort of getting the patterns of how they're patrolling, those sorts of things. They seem to be doing zigzag patterns within a circle.
Is there like a tree or something I can climb up to
There are plenty of trees around.
just kind of take a small rest, whether it be like a short rest or none at all, but just to heal up?
If you guys wish to climb trees, you can. The Tabaxi seems to be quite willing to take a short rest if you guys are going to take one.
Yeah.
I think we should do that.
All right. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to get you guys to make 2 athletics checks.
Or acrobatics, because it's climbing.
Yes. Athletics or acrobatics, whichever one you're better with. All right. So it seems like Jayden makes it up fairly easily, even easier than Howler somehow. So Howler,
I'm pretty hurt.
Yeah, you're pretty damaged, so you're having a hard time pulling yourself up. But let me see, the Tabaxi. Oh, I may as well say it. He has a +4 in stealth, or dex, I should say. So he seems to start off strong, but his arms are a little bit weak near the end, and he needs a little help. But Jayden is acing this, so he just offers his hand out and pulls him up. So you guys are in the branches, and you guys can take a short rest. But while taking that short rest,
Well,
I think short rests are half an hour at least.
Yeah.
yeah, but I want to spend 2 healer kit points on Howler and the Tabaxi. So
Alrighty.
they heal up 1d6 +4 plus their hit die max.
Why don't we
+4.
do the hit die first, then you can save your charges.
Okay, yeah, I suppose so.
I have 4 hit dice since I'm level 4, so...
Yeah. So if the rest is successful, then these are my numbers.
And the Tabaxi, he has all his stats in stealth. Doesn't have any constitution or anything like that, but so he is level 2. So I think he gets a D8.
Yeah, so Howler, on a scale from 1 to 32, how are you feeling?
Like a 27.
Oh, nice.
Whoops, I rolled one too many. Oh well. The Tabaxi he's doing a lot better.
Good.
He's pretty much maximum. So he's fine. Or at least as fine as he can be, pretty much. So you don't need to use anything on him. So while you guys are taking your short rest, I'm going to get you guys to make perception checks since you guys are up in tree. You might be able to see something. And why not? I'll just throw in the Tabaxi. Even though he is not too good. No, he's not. He's not paying attention. He's trying to get a little nap. So you guys notice that there are a lot more of these creatures and they are doing more patrols. But some of them seem to be acting relatively strangely. There were some that were coming down the path straight for a while. And it seems like they're heading towards where the settlement was that you guys were at.
The village of the Tabaxi?
Yeah, the settlement that you guys were at. That you're coming from.
Gotcha.
So you're seeing down the path a little ways, and it seems like they're heading towards where the village is. Or that little settlement.
Which means less people guarding the main camp.
I agree.
Alright,
We should
so
keep going.
the Tabaxi wakes up, and he's ready to continue to lead you. If you wish. He didn't notice the other thing.
Yeah.
There's a bunch more of those creatures heading towards your encampment.
He seems a little worried at that.
You can go back if you wish, but your time might be spent better moving towards their encampment.
He seems contemplative, considering how well he did in the last fight. Let me see.
Should I do this one?
You can persuade him if you want to come with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm persuading him that this time might be spent better going towards where we're going.
Alright, well, he isn't even going to resist you in any way, so he's going to come with you.
I'm going to tell him some strategy that if we do run into anyone, that he's got to check his surroundings and try and stay as far away from them as possible. Just hit him at range.
I tell him another strategy. Just me and him kill them while Jayden patches up.
Well, either way, let me see. He is going to continue to lead you, which may save you some time. Since he's relatively familiar with this area. So for the next couple hours, I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. So give me 2 more perception checks. All right.
How did I get a natural one? I rolled it twice. Wow. I rolled 2 natural ones.
Oh wow.
Alrighty. This guy, he has very low. Nope. Ooh, he actually did better than you guys. For one of them. So the first set, Howler, you don't seem to, since you're the best, did the best perception on that one, you don't seem to notice anything too dangerous. So that's for the first couple of hours. We're skipping ahead a little bit more. And the second couple of hours, the other guy is actually paying attention, which is supposed to be his job. He's supposed to be a scout. But he spent most of his stuff on stealth. Or at least that's what he trained in world terms. He trained in stealth rather than being able to pick out things. Let me see. He sees. He looks off to the side, and he says, and he sort of taps both of you, and he says, "Look, look." And as you guys look to where he is pointing,
I still don't see anything.
unfortunately, him pointing seemed to startle whatever it was. Looked sort of humanoid, and it was looking directly at you guys, following beside you, and it runs away.
I still didn't see it.
Well, he sort of pointed it out to you, so if you didn't see it, then it's your own fault. So, Jayden, you did see what he saw, and it looked like a humanoid figure that was following you.
I'll keep an eye out for it.
Alright. So that will give you perception bonuses if you're looking for that particular thing. Bonuses if that thing shows up later on. Okay, so we'll get 2 more. And it's getting dark at this point. Alrighty. So Howler, I'll roll it for the other guy. Might do better than you. Nope. Did worse in both instances. So, Howler, you seem to be paying attention now, and since I said that there was a humanoid figure lurking about, you notice that it seems to come back a little bit, but when you look up towards it, it scampers off into the woods further away so you can't see it anymore. So whenever you're looking back into the direction that you saw it coming from, it scampers away. And it seems like every time you look away and look back, it's there again.
Okay. So can I attempt to go away from the group and without getting seen?
Do you wish to head towards the figure or away from it?
No, just keep forward and then slowly head off from where the other people are, and then try to find it.
Okay, so you're sort of trying to space yourself out from them, so that way you see if they are just looking at the group or what.
Yeah.
All right. So do you want to be stealthy about it to sneak away from the group? All right.
I'm gonna re-roll.
All right.
There you
Yep,
go.
that's definitely better. So it doesn't notice you. It seems to be looking at the 2, but it seems like when you're looking at it, when it's looking at the group, it seems sort of confused that there's only 2 now, and it seems to be looking around, but it can't pick you up. I'll roll a d20 just for the fun of it. Might get a net 20. No. So it doesn't have the stats to find you. Unless if it got a natural 20. So it doesn't see you.
So can I attempt to identify it, or?
You can get closer. That would be the most defining thing, and then you can make another perception check.
Okay.
Alright, well, you don't see any facial features or anything like that, but you can identify that it seems to be a feline humanoid, but it's covered in black. So,
Okay, so
it's
like
not
from the
like
wall.
naturally black, so it's probably one of the shadow creatures.
I'm gonna find a good position and then I'm gonna shoot it.
Alright. Go ahead. Give it a try.
And that would be a surprise, right?
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't know where you are, so.
So 22. And that's a
Yep,
crit,
that
because
definitely
surprise.
hits.
So that's, double the 1. So 6 plus double sneak attack. So 14, 20 damage.
Alright, so you hit it, or at least it looks like it hit it. And then as soon as it gets hit, it stumbles back and then vanishes completely.
Okay.
And your arrow went with it, so it must have hit something solid and it like teleported or something like that. Maybe.
Yeah. So I'll head back
Right.
to the group.
Alright, so you head back, and I assume you relay the information of what just happened.
Yeah. One of
Alright,
the
so
tabaxi, I think. He was following us. So they definitely know we're headed to the village.
We'll have to be cautious.
alright. So let me see. Alright, so make a few more perception checks.
Oh, another one.
Yeah. Alright. Let me see. Okay. So you are walking along, and you notice that the creature come back in about the third hour, I'll say. No, the second hour. Sorry.
Okay.
So it seems to have come back, and the arrow is gone, but it seems slightly injured. Possibly. It seems to be moving slower.
I'm gonna attempt to do the same thing to get away from the group unnoticed and shoot him when I have the chance.
Alright.
And
Go for the
this time
stealth.
I tell them before I do it.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm gonna reroll. That's my last. Ah,
Same number.
yeah.
Alright. So he is going to attempt to discern your location, since you keep managing to vanish. Let me see. He has... He sees you this time. And when he sees that you are attempting to do something shady, he vanishes completely again.
Okay. We should leave this path.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
Alright, so you guys can easily leave there. It's getting pretty dark at this point. And the Tabaxi says that you guys are almost there. But, let me see. But at this point, you probably would do well with resting before you walk into something bigger, possibly. So
I agree.
he recommends that you set up camp. Though he recommends that you guys don't use a fire, so you might not be able to cook anything or anything like that. But
Can I look
Let's
around for a good
let's
site?
leave this area
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, let's
Just go
get
further
away
in the
from it.
forest.
Yeah.
Cover our tracks.
alrighty, so if you want to cover your tracks to go to a secluded area that's relatively nearby, I'll say survival. Alright, as far as you know, it's hidden. Let me see. So, the scout guy, he leads you to a relatively secluded area. But again, he stresses don't light a fire or anything, because that'll just draw them straight to you. So,
Is there any bushes or some place where a small halfling can fit?
yeah, there are. There's
Okay,
foliage and that sort of thing that you
I'm
can.
gonna go sleep in a bush.
Alright,
I'll take first watch.
alright. I don't know if I've done this before or not. Have you guys done watches before?
Yeah, we did it once in the caves.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So how I do watches, I don't know if I explained it before, is um, it doesn't really affect your rest. So some people would say that you don't get a full rest if you stay up too long or whatever, but I say that it doesn't affect your long rest at all. So you can do watches. Uh, you can take turns, or one person can stay up the whole time. It doesn't really matter, but you'll still get the benefits of a long rest.
Okay. Well, we'll just trade watches, me and the Tabaxi.
Alrighty,
I'll do half,
fair
he'll do
enough.
half.
Fair enough. So I'll get you to make a perception check for your watch. Alright. During your watch, nothing too eventful happens. There are a few creatures that seem to be covered in shadow, but they don't look over in your direction or anything. So that was your watch, and I'll roll one for his. He doesn't notice anything. So you guys take your long rest, and it's daytime.
Okay.
Now, nothing attacked you or anything.
So you get half your hit die back, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you've used your hit die, you over half, then you only get half, equivalent to half back.
Okay.
All right. So he says that probably the scout guy. He says that there's probably nobody going to be around this close until you reach the settlement, the village. So he's giving you your warning that everything that's in the village will probably come out if you attack anything from here on out.
Okay.
Right.
So how far left?
It's about 15-minute walk from where you guys currently are to
And
get
what's
relatively close to the path and then get to the village.
we should have a plan for what to do in the village.
Yeah.
I don't think charging in, killing everything is gonna work with just me and you
Yeah.
and that
It's
the
either.
Bugsy over there.
Wondering if I should take off my armor. It seems to be very loud.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah, do you have a spare set
I
of
do
armor?
not.
Well, then you will have to go unarmored
Yeah.
if you take it off.
I don't know. What do you think? We're trying to go stealth, right? Are we expected to do a fight?
I mean, what are we looking for in encampment? I'm not quite sure myself.
Or maybe I can stay at the outskirts, have you go in and scout out the place.
Yeah, make a distraction, maybe.
Maybe. What do we know exactly what we're looking for, though?
We'll find out when we get there. Maybe I should carry the orb with me then when I head in. They
Yeah.
usually glow if something's near, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
The glowing orb, it's only glown. The glowing orb has glown twice. Once when you guys first saw it, and the creatures were trying to escape with it. And the second time was when you used it to get through the creature. So you're not entirely sure how it works.
So is that fine by you then? If you make
Yeah.
a distraction and I'll go look, see what's in the town?
Yeah, I can do that. Should I go at the opposite end?
Yeah, probably. Also, do you
Okay.
mind loaning me the orbs?
Yeah, of course. I'll hand him
You
the
have
orbs.
two, right?
Yeah, I got both. Take them both
Yeah.
just in case.
Alright, so
You get the...
if you guys want to, you can keep track that you're switching it from his inventory to the other guy's inventory if you want.
I'm
But you
just
don't have
calling
to.
them healing orb and fire orb.
Yeah, that's fine. Just so that way you can keep track of who has it. Alright, so the Tabashi will lead you to about 500 feet away from where you can start seeing the houses, like the buildings, the structures. And then he notifies you that you're really close at this point, so any plan that you want to employ now might be a good time to start putting it into action.
Why don't you stay with Jayden, Mr. Tabaxi? I don't think I caught your name. Scout, was it?
He says, Black Claw.
Okay.
He did say it
I'll
earlier.
I'll head
Okay,
out.
so what do you want to do? You want to head out?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'll get you to make a stealth check. Alright. So as long as you stay on the outskirts, you seem to be fine at the moment. But whenever you decide to go in, then things will start to notice you. Alright, so you guys didn't really plan how long you were going to wait, so how long do does Jayden wait?
I'll wait for about 2 minutes, and then I'm going to start setting up.
Alrighty. So the Tabaxi Let me see. He'll just do whatever it is you ask of him, since he's been persuaded to come. Otherwise, he will not. He'll stay out of the way.
Yeah, I'll tell him to go back a little ways and then climb a tree and stay hidden.
All right. He'll
And
ready his
to
bow
hide his
since he
tracks.
has one.
Yeah. And then after the 2 minutes, I'm going to set up. I'm going to have my fuel can. I'm going to do a little line up closer, and then have the entire can up there. Then I'm going to light it from back here. And
All right, so
run
you're using
a
the whole
ways.
can?
Yep.
All right. So if it gets blown up or something, you'll have to mark that off from your inventory, just so
Yeah.
you know.
Yep.
All right. So it is prepared as you say, like it's sort of like a line of fuel on the path.
Yeah.
All right.
Then the
So
can at the end.
all right. Fair enough. So
Then
it
I'm
is
actually
set
going
up.
to have a tabaxi go with me, just a little ways behind, because we're
All
going to
right.
run.
So you don't want him in the tree.
No,
All right.
I want him
So
to be able to
he'll be
move
behind
freely.
you.
Okay.
But he has his bow ready either way because he knows how it went last time and it didn't go so well.
Yeah.
So he's ready to hit anything that moves, pretty much.
Okay.
So, do you want to activate this in some way?
Yep.
All right.
Light it and run.
All right. So how are you going to light it?
I'll try. I believe I have a tinderbox.
Yep. You have that. If
So
you
we'll
have
do that.
torches, then you have a way to light it.
Yeah.
So you can light it like that if you wish, and then you can run back. So 6 seconds, you can move 30 feet. Path. I would say that you get about 30 feet away. 40 feet away, I'll say.
Okay.
No, wait, you double move. So you
Yeah.
get 60, 70, 80 feet away.
Okay.
Before it explodes. So the tabaxi is about 100 feet away from there. So it lights and it blows up. So Howler, you see or hear mostly. You don't really see it because you don't have direct line of sight on where they are. You hear about 3 or 4 minutes after you started going away, you hear.
So do I see any people?
You are looking in the encampment. I'll say that you do see shadow-covered people. They seem to be tabaxi. And actually, I'll get you to make a perception check to see what happens before the explosion happens. Alright, so you don't see too much that isn't obvious, but you do see that there seems to be a bunch of tabaxi shadow-covered people. And they seem to be gathered around something, but you can't quite see what it is. There's a bunch of them that are encircling something. You see that these insect-like creatures are stationed almost like guards around the buildings. So they're sort of just standing like in different places between buildings and those sorts of things. And they're just sort of looking back and forth, skittering. And then you hear the explosion, and the tabaxi turn to go see what it was, but the creatures seem to be stationary in their guarding positions.
Okay. What about where they were gathering? Do I see anything there?
You still can't see it from where you're standing. You'd have to either go past the creatures or find some other way.
I will attempt
get
to
closer.
go past the creatures.
All right, so we'll need well, you can use your stealth check there if you wish. Let me see. Their perception is +1. Either way, it doesn't really matter which stealth you use. They didn't see you. Managed to duck into one of the tents, and the tent has an opening on both sides, and you just sort of slip in when it's glancing the other way, and you can go out the other side of the tent. There doesn't. You saw before. It didn't seem like there was any creatures in the middle of the village. They were just mostly on the perimeter. So you managed to slip through.
I'll
So we'll
look
stay
for.
with Howler for now, and then we'll go back to Jayden after to see what happened. So you can continue to look within the camp for a little while at least.
I'm trying
Don't
to
know
get
how much
closer
time you
look
have.
of what I saw before.
All right. Let me see. So the area that they were gathered around, it seems like a pile of metal and just seems like a pile of metal with a vaguely humanoid shape.
Is it covered in dark?
You're not too sure what it's doing there. It seems to be laid flat out like this in the middle of the open area that's in the middle of the village.
Is there any like town hall or something like that?
There are a variety of villages. I'll get you to make, I guess, a history to see if you can recognize this sort of formation, to see if you can identify what the buildings are for. Yeah, you can sort of make your way around. You sort of look in some of the buildings, but you're not entirely sure what some of them are for. They might just be sleeping areas, but you don't really take too close of a look because you're looking for something particular. You open a flap on one of the larger tents, and there is, it seems like a slightly raised platform that is covered in animal skins and hides. From that history check, this could possibly be like a sitting area for the leader of
Is there
this
anyone
area.
in there?
No, there's nobody in there at the
Can I
moment.
rummage through to see if I find anything of interest?
All right. Make an investigation check. All right. With that, your thief senses are being piqued, and you sort of look under some of the skins, but there isn't really anything there. It's just sort of a slightly raised mound of dirt with skins, like animal skins on it. Seems like maybe it's like a place where the leader decrees things, maybe. You're not sure. And there is a hookah in the corner. And this stands out to be particularly odd because you saw what the peace pipe looked like, and it's just like a pipe. that is long, and it sort of has the thing that you put the drugs and stuff in. This doesn't seem like it's part of their culture.
I take that.
All right. It's pretty big, like this big around, like the area that you put the stuff in, and it comes out, and it's pretty decently made, and it has like multiple spouts, so that way multiple people can smoke at it at once. So you can put that in your pack. I'll just say that you have a hook. Just put hookah. It doesn't have anything particularly special about it, at least from just glancing at it. You also notice that there is a book laying on the ground near the back, and let me see.
So there's only one book in this entire place.
Yes, and you haven't seen any books around. It seems like they pass stories down through oral tradition, so it's
I'll
kind of
definitely
odd.
pick that up. I'll read it later. I'm just taking it in my bag.
All right, so put unidentified book in your inventory for now. Otherwise, it just seems like it's these animal skins in this area.
So I'll try and make my way out again. Is there anyone nearby?
All right. It doesn't. It looks like the creatures or the humanoids are off dealing with whatever the explosion thing was. The other creatures, they are still in their guarding positions. They haven't moved.
Can I go to the armor?
The
Or
armory,
is no, the
place where they
armor.
might have.
The
Sorry.
armor. The living armor. Humanoid armor.
Oh, the metal. Uh, uh,
Yeah.
I'm stumbling over my words. You can definitely go back there.
Yeah.
All right, so you're there. Nobody seems to have noticed you going back to it.
What is it?
Well, that would require. Let me see. Not a nature check. I'll say investigation. All right. This this thing. It seems as though it's a construct of some sort, possibly, but it's not reacting, so maybe it's dormant. Perhaps it needs to be activated in some way. You're completely unsure of why it's here in the middle of this place. Um, it's made of from that you can definitely tell it's made of black iron. From the outside, that's all you can see. It's in a vaguely humanoid shape. And it has like a dragon's head on it.
I'm gonna attempt to activate it.
All right. Let me see. Uh, do an Arcana check. See if you can activate it.
Wait.
It doesn't seem to react to anything that you push or press on
Okay,
it.
that was one look.
Yeah. It still doesn't seem to react to anything. You start fiddling around with it, and then you're like, ah, and then you start fiddling around with it again, and it still doesn't really react in any way.
Do I see any vital pieces that it needs to work?
Yes, it seems as though it has some sort of possibly cannon on its for one of its arms. Um, and let me see. And it has, well, its head obviously would be the head that looks sort of dragon-like. that would definitely be a part of it that would probably be something that would house like something that would make it activate or something. Other than that, it just looks vaguely humanoid. It would need legs to walk, those sorts of things, so if you want to disable its ability to walk.
I don't know. It's probably too heavy to carry anyway.
Alright.
Is there anything else in the town of interest?
Not overly. Let me see. You could check out where they might house their weapons or things like that.
Yeah, sure. I'll go there.
Alright, so as you're going there, you notice, as you're heading, like looking through the tents to try to see if you can find the one that might house weapons of some sort, you notice that you hear the humanoids calling out, and the insectoid creatures are starting to search the camp, or the village, I should say. So you will have to actively be stealthing from now on. So I'll need a stealth check from you. Alright. Keep that in mind for now. You manage to get to the armory. So there are some weapons in there. It's just mostly spears and staves and regular weapons of those sorts. If you're interested in any of that, you can try to take them. Other than that, make an investigation check. Nope, it's just regular weapons. And
I look at the two orbs. Are any of them shining, or have they been drawn?
You take one out. It's the glowing orb that got you into this creature in the first place. It doesn't seem to be reacting. And you take the other one out. It doesn't seem to be reacting. And as you're looking at these orbs, you notice that one of the creatures is dangerously near this tent.
I'll hide inside the tent somewhere. Is that possible?
We'll make another stealth. Alright. It is going to attempt to perceive you. It does not. So you almost think that it noticed you moving around in there, but it just seems to be examining it, and then it sort of skitters past.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'll head out, I suppose.
Alright. So I'll need you to make another stealth check to escape. Yep. Let's see if they get nat 20. Nope. None of them notice you leaving. So you head back out into the bushes near where you went in. So we'll switch back to Jayden. The explosion goes off. What do you wish to do?
Run!
Alright, so you started off at about 80 feet away from where the explosion went off.
I'm gonna shoot, or I'm just gonna do my normal pace and shoot fire bolts into the air for like 2 turns.
Alright.
See if they notice.
Alright. Yeah, the humanoids seem to be very interested in what's going on, but you notice that the insect-like creatures are staying put. Perhaps they were preparing for something like this.
Okay.
So the humanoids are rushing forward, and for those 2 turns, they are coming towards where the fire is coming from.
Okay, I'm gonna signal for Black Claw to go off the path. I'll follow
Alright,
him and try and cover the tracks.
Alright, so he goes into the woods. So if you're going to try to cover tracks, again, it's survival.
Ooh.
No. You think that you don't have enough time to cover them.
Okay.
And you just rush into the woods.
Then I'm gonna tell him to keep running.
Alright, so he just listens. He's sort of like going backwards, and he has his bow out to see if anything gets close, he can try to hit it. So he is running at full speed, but he's not using dash. He's just using his regular movement each turn. So 30 movement, and he's aiming his bow in that direction.
Okay. Does it look like we're being followed, or they just have the fire? Can we tell?
Alright, so you are, at this point, you've moved twice into past the path. They are going to search for you. Let me see. I'll say that there's 5 of them. 2, 3, 4, 5. They didn't have a +1. They had more than that, but it doesn't matter. One of them critted their investigation. So one of them finds the tracks, and you are currently being chased.
Okay. I'll tell the tabaxi to shoot and move, as often as possible. Just keep going. And I'll do the same as well with firebolts.
All right. So what I'm going to do for this, just clear this. I'm going to get you to roll an initiative.
Okay. Click on that.
Wow. So the tabaxi, he's got all his stuff in Dex, so he is doing better than you, to say the least. And the mob that is chasing you at the moment, they get +2. So they are slower than him, but faster than you. So for this, he is going to shoot an arrow at the closest one's leg to try to inhibit their movement, because he knows that he's not that strong, at least compared to you. Gets a +4. Wow, he natural 20'd it. So he is going to do 8 damage, or D8 damage. So 4 damage to this closest one, and he pins its leg
Times
to
2.
the ground.
Is
Yes, that's right. So he does 8 damage. He does do 8 damage. So 8 damage, and the closest one's leg is now pinned to the ground, and it has to fiddle around with trying to get the arrow out. And the other ones are unexpectedly, they sort of stumble over him, so they are slightly further behind than they were before. So it is their turn. They are going to attempt to catch up. And one of them is going to use. He's going to use. Let me see. There we go. So you see him clench his fist, and then he launches his hand forward, and a bolt of fire comes towards you. He gets to roll a d20. +2. That definitely doesn't hit, so it goes wide. Since they stumbled over each other, the bolt goes a little bit wide. But the other ones, they don't seem to have range, so they're still just trying to chase you.
Okay.
So
My
it's your
turn.
turn.
I'll shoot him with a magic missile
All right.
and then keep running.
The one that tried to firebolt you, or
Yeah.
another one? All right.
The one that firebolt.
All right. So do some damage. All right. So 4, 6, 8.
Yep.
So 8 damage, and he is slightly disoriented by that. He didn't expect you to, the way that you look with all that armor and everything, to cast magic on him, so he's slightly disoriented by that. Whoops, I rolled something, oh well. Ignore that. So it's the Tabakshi's turn. He is going to try to pin one of the other ones that isn't casting magic, since it worked so well for him the other time. Nope. I got the same. I rolled a 1 again, right in a row. He shoots a tree behind you as you're running. So he just shoots wide and it doesn't do anything. But he continues to run. So it's their turn. One of them catches up to you. One of the physical attacking ones catches up to you, Jayden. So he is going to roll. That definitely doesn't hit. So he takes out his, like you've seen with snow, they have claws, and he has obtusely long claws because he's covered in the shadow, and the shadow extends his claws reach, but you still manage to block it with your shield. And the magic caster is still going to try to cast Firebolt on you. And no, that one goes wide and whizzes off into the woods somewhere. Okay, so then it is your turn again, Jayden.
Okay, I'm going to try and shove him with my shield, the closest one.
Alright, go ahead.
14.
Let me see. He gets to roll against it since he doesn't have a. And his strength is a bit higher than basic, so he just barely manages to stand his ground. So if you choose to move, he will get an attack of opportunity.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to disengage and move
Alright.
30 feet.
Alright. So that is your turn. So then we go back up to the Tabaxi. He is going to attempt to pin that one that's trying to get you, so you can potentially move further away. So he gets +4. No, he shoots wide at that guy again. He's not used to running and shooting. Okay, so that's his turn. So the enemy turn. The closest one to you gets to catch up to you because he has the same movement speed as you. So he gets a +2. Nope, that doesn't hit. So he's still trying to hit you with his claws, and it's just not working.
Okay, same
And
thing.
the magic wielder is going to try. One of the other ones, that melee ones, does catch up to you, but because he double moved, but he doesn't get to attack. So magic user does an 18 hit.
No.
Alright, so you manage to get your shield up and deflect the bolt off. So then it is your turn again.
Okay, I'm going to disengage,
All
and
right.
then I'm going to dash with action surge.
All right. So you managed to get further away, and you are now standing next to
Black Claw.
Black Claw. Forgot his name for a second. Because he isn't dashing, he's just firing back. Okay, so as that happens, for that turn, at the top of this turn order, the Tabashi that has the arrow in the leg, he growls out really loudly. Perhaps he's signaling something else to happen. You're not sure. But just so you know, that's when Howler noticed that the other ones started moving around in the camp. But technically, Jayden doesn't know that. So now it's the Tabashi's turn. Black Claw. He's just going to attempt to keep attacking. It's +4. This time he does hit, so the one that's been clawing at you gets hit in the leg for, let me see, D8, not +4, 7 damage. Wow. He does 7 damage to this other one, and its leg is currently got an arrow through it, and it's not able to move as fast. But you still have one that is trying to dash up to get to you. So that one does. It does dash up to get to you, and the magic wielder is still trying to hit you. +2. No, that's definitely not going to hit. So you're just using your shield to hit these firebolts that it's launching at you. It's getting kind of frustrated though. So it's back to Jayden's turn.
Okay, one is right next to me, right?
Yes, it dashed up to get to you.
Okay, I will try and hit it.
All right, go ahead. Yep, that hits.
9 damage.
All right. So it gets hit and it stumbles back a little bit. And that's your turn, I would assume.
Yep.
All right. So Black Claw is going to attempt to hit that one with his arrow. Well, arrows, technically. No, he doesn't hit that one. He's trying to avoid hitting you, so it goes wide. But he is still moving back. He's not stopping. So then it's the enemy's turn. Now this one is going to attempt to swipe you, and then the magic wielder is going to try to hit you as well. So the one that's swiping you hits you for crit, and the magic wielder does not hit you. Alright, so the crit, since he is a monk, and he has special abilities. Whoops, that's actually not what I meant to roll. There we go. So 13 damage.
Is that times
doubled.
2? Okay.
Or yeah.
26.
9 times 2. So 18 plus 4, which is 23.
23.
So his large extended claws actually managed to sink into a bit of the bit between your head and your neck, and he pulls them out. So does quite a bit of damage. So Yeah, the magic guy didn't manage to hit you. You blocked that one. He's not doing too good. So it's your turn again.
Okay. How many people are right on top of me?
You have one that is there, and the other ones are pinned to the ground with arrows. And
Okay.
so you have the magic user who is staying further back from you.
I'll try and shove this one with my shield.
All right, go ahead. Yep, that's probably gonna work, considering they don't have much strength.
As long as it's not a natural 20. There we go. Okay. Then I'm going to dash towards Black Claw.
All right. So the magic user. Oh wait, it's not their turn yet. It's Blacklaw's turn. He is going to attempt to pin this last guy. Nope, he doesn't. But that last guy is further away than Dash. So as you're continuing to run, what I'm going to say is the magic user is still going to try to pot shot you for a little while, but the other guy, he is going to attempt to go back to the village. So, and the other ones that were pinned, eventually they manage to wrench out the arrows, and when they do, they go back to the village. So if you're running away, they aren't going to pursue you, except for the mage. So the mage, whoops, he's going to attempt to hit you again. No. He is not having a good day. So you manage to deflect that, and Raven Claw, or Dark Claw, Black Claw. Wow. Black Claw, that's what I get for naming them similar things. Black Claw is going to attempt to hit this guy in the arm to stop him from using magic. 4. Yeah, he actually hits this guy. It hits him right in, like as he's pushing out a magic bolt, it hits him right in the hand. So he is looking at his hand in pain. Let's see how much damage it does for formality's sake, at least. So it does 4 damage. So this guy now has an arrow in his hand, and he just sort of looks down at it, looks at you guys, and turns back, since everybody else is turning back at this point. So it seems that you got far away enough that they are not willing to pursue you further.
Okay. Yay.
All right, so Howler, we'll go back to you for a minute. You notice that the Tabashi are starting to head back to the village.
Okay. So I'll try and avoid them, and I'll try and go look for Jayden.
All right, so you head back to where you guys departed from each other, and you notice that there's like explosion and burn marks. And you can, if you wish, you can try to track them.
I'll attempt to track them.
All right, survival. All right, since he failed to hide them at all, you managed to pick up on them relatively easy in the middle of the path, and they head off and go straight. So you start to go in that direction using your logic, and eventually, Jayden, you see him coming through the woods towards you.
Did you find anything useful?
Not in particular. I did find this, and I show him the hookah.
Yeah, sounds like something you'd pick up.
Also, there's this book. I haven't read it yet. If you want to have a look.
Yeah, I'll take a look. Maybe we should find somewhere safe first,
The
just
last,
to make sure.
the last thing that was interesting was a dark iron golem. It was in the middle of the town. I couldn't make it work.
I wonder, Black Claw, do you know if that's normal for a village to have?
He has been listening to your description, and he sort of just shrugs and says, "It's been there since I've been alive."
Okay, so
Okay.
it's been there a long time.
He nods.
Do you know anything else about it?
He seems to think a little bit, and then he says, "The storytellers would know."
Or did you get any of them? Also, Jayden, did they knock anyone out or?
No. Black Claw was able to pin them down, but we only managed to escape. I don't think we took any of them out.
Okay. I figure maybe if we could go in during the night and kill them while they sleep, they should wake up
Perhaps.
again.
Yeah,
Some of them could aid us.
I agree.
Right? Black Claw is willing to aid you in any way that he can. Although you've been seeing that he has the ability to like disable people with his arrows, but other than that, he doesn't seem like he can do much damage or anything.
Yeah, I
So
say
he's
we
not a
wait
heavy
till
hitter.
nighttime. Yeah, I say we wait till nighttime.
Yeah, me too.
All right. He leads you to a spot that's slightly further away than what you currently are, just so that way you don't run into any closer to the village patrols. And you guys set up camp for a little while. How long do you wish to wait?
Until
I'd like to
nightfall.
I'd like to take a short rest.
Sure thing. So if Howler didn't take any damage, that's right.
Yeah, I still, well, I will still roll a hit die because I don't have full. No, wait, we took the long rest, right? So I would be full. Yeah.
You took the long rest, so you wouldn't need to use your hit dice. So, but you do get any benefits. I don't know if rogues get any that from short rests. So you get any of those that you would normally get.
I think luck is only on long rest.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think so. All right. So, you're waiting till it gets dark.
Yeah.
All right. So, let me see. That'll be quite a few hours from now, since you woke up and basically went there.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
you
do a
have a
little
few
bit of
hours if you wish to do anything.
hunting, foraging, looking for food.
You can do that. That would take survival. Alright, so you seem to find some edible berries and a whole bush of them, like a couple bushes of them. And that's about it.
Okay, pick those, and then I'm good to wait with everybody else. Share the bounty.
Alright, so you get like the equivalent of like 2 boxes, like carton things that are about this big worth of them. So you guys can share those as well as your rations. And the Black Claw, he aids you in getting some of them. So he has another box, so there's 3, I suppose, since he helped you. Does Howler wish to do anything for these couple of hours?
No, I don't have anything that I was gonna do.
Alright, so you just
Is it
sort of
possible
keep
to
him.
maybe look? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Is it possible to look over my own wounds? Just like, I don't know.
You can medicine check them if you want. Do you want to like heal them in some way?
Kinda. Just, I know, bandage up a little bit.
You can use your healer's kit to heal some.
That's true. No, I'll be fine.
All right, that's fine. So a few hours pass. So it's getting dark at that point. After you guys wait. Oh wait. I'll get Howler, since he wasn't really doing anything, to make a perception check. All right. You notice that a few times some of the insect-like creatures roam by, but you manage to keep the spot that you guys are staying at hidden enough that they don't notice.
Do I see any of them going alone?
No, they're going 2 by 2s.
Maybe we should take some of them down. Or how far are we from the encampment?
I'll say that you're about 1,000 feet.
Okay. So if we were to take them down in fast, they would hear us immediately, or?
If they made loud noise, then they might hear what's going on.
In the last combat, did they make any loud noises?
I don't.
They squeal a bit, and when they spit, they make a loud hissing noise. So they can make some loud noises.
Would I think that's loud enough to alert someone? Should I make an intelligence roll or something?
Yeah, sure. Intelligence. All right. You're not 100% sure if it's on the edge of maybe they would, maybe they wouldn't.
Okay. I'll leave them for now then.
All right. So you notice them, and you also notice a few of the humanoids seem to be going in around closer to the encampment, but they're too far away. They don't notice you
Are
at all.
those alone, or are they going in groups?
Yeah, they are also going in groups,
Okay.
like smaller groups of like 3 or 4.
No.
All right. So it is now darker, I'll say. And of course, Jayden, you know that he saw those things happening, but they didn't seem to come over.
So what's the plan this time?
Kill everything.
Black Claw seems to be unsure of what you want him to do.
Well, I figured if we kill something, it takes around 15 seconds and they return to normal, right?
Yeah, they usually have their memory lost, though. We'll have to make sure that they know kind of what's going on.
Yeah. So I figured if I were to sneak in to where they sleep and slit their throats and wait for them to wake up.
Yeah, we could
We
do
could
that.
have more people on our side.
Do you want me to do anything?
Well, I'm probably gonna get spotted eventually. So, if you could come whenever I get spotted,
Okay.
I could try and get as many people as possible on our side.
Sounds like a plan to me. I'll stay in the bushes until I hear something, then I'll come in.
All right. Blacklaw is still waiting for anything that you want to tell him to do.
So, do you think you could kill the Tabaxi without getting noticed?
He seems ponderous for a moment, and then he turns to his side and he pulls out a hunting knife. And you've seen that he seems to be more trained in stealth than almost anything else that he's capable of doing. So he sort of looks at the knife and he nods.
If you could get as many as possible, they should wake up a short while after you kill them. So
He nods.
I don't know how many you've turned back previously.
He sort of looks over to you and he says, he puts up his hand like this.
Yeah. So I guess that's a plan.
He nods.
Would you like to take one of my swords to give to the people?
Oh yeah, sure. Why don't you take my rapier too? There's also the armory. I could, well, I'm not sure if I could send them to our armory, but if you could control the armory, or maybe if Jayden could get in there. I don't know. It's gonna be really hard for him to get in there. Maybe I'll explain to Jayden where the armory is, and basically
Okay.
if you could rush into there when we get spotted, I'll send people that way.
Okay. Does he? Okay. So Jayden has a somewhat of an idea of where the armory is.
Yeah, you're pretty good at locating things. Like he just describes the building and the general location, you'll be able to find it.
Okay. I'll go to that place and try and hold it.
Yep.
As soon as I rush in.
All right. So, is that the entire plan? Anything
Yeah.
else you want to get out of the way before you get things started?
So Dark Claw is going with you, right?
Well, not in the same spot.
Yeah, it's okay. Sounds good.
All right. So, we'll get stealth checks from everyone. Start.
Before we do that, can we do that next week?
Yeah.
All right. Sure.
Yeah.
We can get into that next week if you want.
Thanks. It's probably gonna be a while, so.
All right. That's fine.
Yeah.
Let me see. So you guys get ready for the. I'll just get not the actual combat, but we'll try to get some of the stealth stuff out of the way, because there's still a few minutes.
Yeah.
So we'll start with the stealths.
Also, do Jayden need stealth when he's not entering?
I'm just going up to
He's
the.
waiting
Yeah,
until
you're going off to the edge, but they might notice you in the bushes or something, so that's why I'm getting the stealth. The other guy, he has. So he did decently as well.
I think I'd have them go ahead of me though. And then I start going up when it gets a little bit closer. Probably wait a minute or two.
Yeah, you're far away enough that they probably won't notice you, but there's a chance. If they start noticing something's off, then they might.
If somebody crits, they see everything.
Yeah. So,
It's 50% chance.
You're
If
in
they
the
do,
bushes. It seems as though the first problem that you encounter is the creatures. They are still in their guarding positions between buildings. So you will have to find a way to get past them first.
The same as last way.
You
Last
can
time.
try that.
New one.
Let's see. I'm gonna get them to just do perception checks.
Yeah.
Okay. They have a 1. Well, so we have 23 and 18. Okay, so this is for the 23. Oh, wow.
Damn.
oh no.
And
Can I
this
make
is
him
for the 18.
reroll that, or is that just attacks?
Those are just to see if they see you. And for the 18,
Right, but
so
he's
Black
saying
Claw
like,
isn't noticed, but you are noticed, but it doesn't make any noise yet. It hasn't made any noise yet. And it hasn't taken a round in combat yet, so you have a chance to deal with it, potentially. Or it makes noise.
Okay. I'm gonna do the dose of sleeping. That's 2d6. And I'm gonna shoot it.
Alright, so do the damage first. Or do to hit. Yeah, that hits. So do the damage. Alright. Then yeah.
So that's...
It's 12 damage, and then for the sleep it's
no,
5.
it's double because it's not noticed. So it's 16
Oh, right.
plus 6.
Oh,
So
right.
that's 22. And then another 10 to sleep.
Yeah, for this I'll say that it goes to sleep. It stumbles around for a second and then falls over.
Okay, that's a relief.
Since you did so much damage to it, it managed to get it to sleep. Alright. Because the damage, the way that I'm running it is that the damage determines how deep it goes in, and then the other ones get amplified by that. So you did quite a bit of damage, so it managed to put it to sleep.
Yeah.
If you wish to finish it off, you can, but you don't have to do that.
No, they should be asleep for quite a while, so I'll not do that.
So Black Claw, he was fine. He didn't get noticed. And he sneaks into one of the tents. You sneak into one of the tents as well after putting the one that noticed you to sleep. And you go in, and you notice that nobody is in this tent, even though it looks like it should have somebody sleeping in it. And Black Claw, you don't know about Black Claw because he's not a player character, so you don't know what he's doing.
To the next one then.
Alright, so since you're inside, you seem to get that the creatures don't look inside because there are other people inside that might detect things. And as you walk in, you notice that now there are two people, two tabaxi looking people, standing guarding the construct that you saw earlier. And you notice that there are two Tabashi people standing guard next to where the armory was. And you don't see the other ones currently. So you can head into the next building.
Also, if the buildings are like tents, I'll just cut them open.
Yeah, they're just tents. So
yeah, so I'll cut them open instead of the door.
Alright, fair enough. You cut the side of the next one open, and you see. Let me see. In this one, you see. Oh, I'll make a random roll to see what you find in there. Because there's a number of things that you could find in there. So I'll make a roll to help me. Okay, so in here, you see 2 sleeping people and a guard standing next to the entrance. One of the entrances.
So he's watching the entrance, right?
Yeah, he's looking in towards the village.
Okay, then I'm gonna try and take him out.
Alright. Go ahead and roll to hit. Alright.
16, is that it?
That hits him. He's not
Then it's a crit.
particular.
So
Yep, he
it's
didn't.
+3, that's 11, and double the sneak attack. So 11 plus 16, 27.
Ooh, that's a lot of damage. 27 you said?
Yeah.
Just to double check. Okay. So yeah, that puts him down.
And is he outside or inside the tent?
He was standing outside, but nobody seemed
I
to
drag
notice.
him in. I drag him in to wake up, and then I slit the other 2 people, if I should roll for that.
Alright, so for sleeping people, they are, it's considered automatic crits.
Yeah, the same
So,
for... yeah.
yeah, so go ahead and roll your crits for the first one, and then the second one.
And that's double sneak attack as well on both of them. 16 and 10.
That's ridiculous. So, what was it on the first one, sorry?
First one is 27, and the second one is 20.
Alright, so the first one is sort of just laying there. The second one is still conscious, but I'll say that you get a second attack on him before he gets to do anything.
I also have my offhand, which I can do in the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, you get to attack with your offhand. Alright, so that's 6 damage from what I see here.
Yeah.
Alright, so since he was caught unaware, you hit him again and he goes down as well. So you managed to just barely cut that guy out before he called out. You don't know what Blacklaw is doing still. But he hasn't gotten caught yet. I'll make another roll. Oh. Okay, so you're moving into the next one.
Oh, wait, I was planning on waiting and letting them know what's happening.
Oh, okay. That's fine. You're waiting.
Because it should be just like 3 rounds, right?
Yeah. That's fine.
Well, I could... we could wait to next week, too.
Yeah, that's fine. Alright. That's fine. So that'll be saved for next week. Alright. See you next time.